private message, and then you can respond to those private messages through WhatsApp. So yeah. So yeah, we're getting live here on YouTube. Just sorry, just normally I'm on here a little bit earlier, but we got private videos that I had to try to download. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so we want to welcome everyone. So yes, welcome.
Can I just mute?
Yes. Okay. So my wife is the master muter. So we do that. So I'm Greg, and this is my beautiful wife, Minna. Obviously, we're here in Sarasota, Florida, in Los Estados Unidos. And what's interesting is that we got people from around the world coming on. So some of you, obviously, happy Labor Day for those who are in the U.S., happy Spring Day for those who are in South Africa, and happy new month for the rest of us, I guess. So again, we're very excited to have everybody on here today. We're going to be sharing, obviously, a little bit more about this amazing technology. We decided to do the meeting today, even though because this is an international meeting, we decided to do it today because obviously a lot of people in the United States are not able to get on. But obviously, if you're not familiar with LifeWave or the X39 product, you're about to get blown away. So I'll have my wife kind of kick it off real quick, and then we're going to share a quick video, and then we're going to do a short presentation and explain a little bit more about why we're so excited.
Hello, everyone. So we are Greg and Minna Warmbier. We're here in Florida, and it's still nice and warm out here. So wherever you are, we hope you're having a wonderful day. The thing is, we're not medical professionals. We're not here to tell you that what we have our hands on is actually going to cure or mitigate any disease or discomfort that you may be having. But we do know that a lot of our friends and family around the world are actually experiencing results from this, and they cannot stop sharing. We couldn't because of the results we experienced, and we just cannot be quiet. When you've got something in your hands that may give somebody hope, why would you not share? We want to be sharing with absolutely everybody. So we're here to share the technology, the company, what it can do for people. And then we transition to the opportunity aspect. If you're on here and you're not interested in the opportunity, that's okay. Just be quiet, take some notes, and we will obviously welcome you and tell you to get back with the person that got you on here in the first place.
Yeah, and so my background is in business consulting. I've been doing that for basically 30 years, working with business owners. My wife's an attorney, still on the practicing role in South Africa, but really doesn't have to practice anymore. The great part about this business is it set us free financially, but literally the reason why is because I had a car accident back in 2016 where someone decided to plow into the back of my car when I was at a stop. Everybody stopped very quickly, but that person did not stop, and unfortunately slammed into my car, totaled my car, and injured my neck, my shoulder, my back. And so I lived in pain for a long time, obviously because of the challenges, going to chiropractor, acupuncture, acupressure, CBDs, essential oils, supplements, you name it, everything we try to do to mitigate the pain. I actually hired a personal trainer because I was re-injuring myself as I was working out. And so then in 9/11/2021, the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, me and about 100 guys, they asked me if I want to go with them up and down a building 18 times, a 5-story building, to represent the amount of stairs that firefighters climbed to 9/11. And that week I actually felt pretty good. And unfortunately slipped and tripped and injured my knee. I'm like, really? And then months later developed hip pain. All I can tell you is I had 5 areas of issues. And my friend said, you got to try this. I said, I'll try anything. 3 days later, no knee pain, no hip pain, no shoulder pain, no neck pain, no back pain. I'm like, what in the world is this? How does this work? And literally the rest is history. We started researching. So I'm gonna play a quick video in 3 minutes. Explains more like I explained in 30 minutes. So we'll play this video first, and then we'll explain a little bit more about the technology and why you want to take advantage of this and share this with everybody else you know. So here we go.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? visit thisisatinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this is your moment. This is it.
Awesome. So, like I said, it's hard to explain the team that we're part of, except for we're the number one team in the world, but the most exclusive product in the world. I always say there's good products, there's great products, and there's exclusive products that no one else has access to, and that's what we have. So the question is, have you been patched yet? Because this is really a technology that you have to experience, and we really want you to experience this, because what this really does is it elevates copper peptides that activate your stem cells and regenerate your body for real, and it's very, very cool. So again, when we started researching it, I started looking at the stuff, the videos, the information that my friend Ken sent me, and I've come across David Schmidt, who's the CEO, inventor of X39, and the more I researched him, I was like, whoa, he's got over now 200 patents. He was just recognized several months ago for having over 200 patents. He's a scientist and inventor specializing in age reversing. In 2008, he shifted his focus and attention on stem cell research, knowing this is literally for the future. All the things about reverse aging was all pointing to stem cell research. We talked to a lot of doctors, a lot of other people are like, yeah, that's all we're doing is doing research on stem cells. And guess what? We have it. And so this one product took 10 years. $4.5 million to bring to market. And because it was so exclusive, I was like, this is amazing. My wife's like, whatever, I'm not interested. But then she took a look at the patent and everything changed.
Yeah, so I was really skeptical. As an attorney, you research everything, and I wasn't prepared to take anybody's word for it. But then when Greg had his results, that was undeniable. And I said, I don't want to miss out. I have fear of missing out. So I went and took a look at the website, and I saw that it was patented technology. And I understand as an attorney, you don't patent a product unless you prove it's one of a kind. And also you have to, any of these statements that are documented in this legal document, registered in July of 2020, you can't make these statements unless you prove that they in fact that the product does these things. So I saw this particular paragraph and we highlight it because, I think this resonates with a lot of people. You see some of these things in there and you think, oh, that's me. Maybe I need to try it. Well, it says embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy. A lot of people are saying, I just need to, energy. I don't have energy. Yep. Elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, which I'm hearing from a lot of people. That was one of my main reasons for thinking I better get on board. Management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production.
That's huge.
Improved wound healing. And I saw this and I said, oh my goodness, I actually read everything. because, you know, that's what attorneys do. And I thought, I've got to share this with absolutely everybody.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that we started sharing with other people, they're getting results and like, oh my goodness, we got to share this with more people. The one thing we found out also is this, I didn't know this, but Lily, stem cells can become more deactivated or more dormant as you get older. So you think about it, as a baby, you start growing and all the stem cells are working and growing your body. By the time you're 18, 19, 20, now your stem cells become deactivated. By the time you're 30, you have half the stem cell activity you had when you're younger. By the time you're 60, whoop, about maybe 5 to 10% maybe. So at the age of 55, I'm turning 55 this month in September, I'm literally feeling like I'm in my 30s now, maybe slipping into my 20s. But I used to feel like I was in my 60s 3 years ago before I used this product. And I'm being very serious. That's why I told people you got to experience this product, because once again, when you start activating your stem cells, everything changes.
So how does X39 work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. So light therapy, I think we've all heard of light therapy. Patented nanocrystal technology. It reflects our own light and heat from our own body to activate the patented nanocrystal technology in here. And this is all natural, organic. It's not transdermal, no drugs, chemicals or stimulants, and not invasive. Meaning nothing goes into your body at all. So we have to give the disclosure. The disclosure is LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition.
Yeah, and all of us really experience phototherapy every day. If you live in, we live in the Sunshine State here in Florida. We're in the middle of summer. So if I go outside, the sunlight from the sun actually hits our skin, which is our biggest organ. And when the sunlight hits our skin, the frequency from the skin, frequency of light, actually elevates things in our body, interacts with our body, and elevates like what? Vitamin D, right? It's not pushing out vitamin D from the sun. It's pushing out a frequency of light that interacts with our skin. I don't understand how it works. I just know that it works. It's the same thing with this. Our own body light hits our own body. We emit light 24/7. If I had night vision goggles on, we'd all glow in the dark, right? And it hits the patch, reflects back in a specific frequency that activates the GHK copper peptides. It's absolutely brilliant. But that's why it took 10 years to develop. It's pretty amazing.
So the benefits of X39, I got really excited because, in fact, I've experienced everything on here. Increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improvement of sleep, a big one for me. You know, I said I started to use the product because I saw it reduces inflammation. I was excited about that. I started to use it, and that's what I was looking for. What I didn't know would happen is that my sleep would improve. I mean, for many, many, many years, I didn't sleep properly. I mean, you know, worry about everybody's problems, go to bed worrying about what's going to happen the next day for my clients, and am I doing the right thing? And I just thought, that's the way I've got to live my life. And when I slept that first night through, I was like, what on earth happened there? I could not believe it. I got so excited because I hadn't slept like that for many, many years. And it's been that way. I remember my dreams, and I even told one of my friends in South Africa today, I said to her, hey, by the way, I dreamt of you last night. I had to tell her, the dream was so exciting. I could not remember dreams.
No.
Never. I used to say I don't dream. So it definitely, and you know what, when you don't sleep well, it actually causes illness, you know.
And challenges with your husband too.
Your body needs to rest. And so the other thing is improved skin appearance. And we've seen that with a lot of our friends and family. They're just having a lot of skin issues are dealt with. David talks about achieving optimal health. It's a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being.
Yeah, and so one of the things that Mena didn't mention, she had a lot of rashes and skin irritations because she moved from South Africa to the States here. Obviously, Johannesburg is a mile-high city, drier air. You come here, the humidity, everything else. Now she doesn't have those challenges anymore, which is amazing. All these things make a big difference. And again, we get pages and pages and pages of this. And really, if you start thinking about all the different challenges that people have, it starts reversing them, which is absolutely amazing.
So this is a topography map. It's quite a nice, colorful slide. And but I didn't know what these colors meant. And then David, you know, he explained what this is all about. And he said he wanted to show inflammation in the brain, and he wanted to show what that did to people when they have all this inflammation in their bodies. So he asked the 77-year-old woman who was the participant to start wearing the X39 to show what's going to happen with her brain as she consistently wore the X39. She didn't do anything else except wear the X39. She stayed hydrated, which was one of the recommendations. And obviously, she stayed on the same diet, nothing changed, the same supplements. And same lady, consistently. Session 1, he takes a scan of her brain prior to putting the X39 on the back of her neck. And that scan shows a lot of bright colors, reds, oranges, and so on. And he says that is inflammation in the brain. It's a lack of brain coherence. So it could be forgetting, PTSD, fear, anxiety, worry, those kind of things. Session 2, 3 weeks later, same lady. And there you see all those bright colors are no longer there, meaning that there's no more inflammation in the brain. The only thing she changed, she wore the X39 consistently every day. And so there's improved brain coherence. Session 3 is only 6 weeks later. Complete turnaround, better brain coherence. And David said, that if he had scanned all the other organs in her body, they probably would have looked like what her brain looked like at session 1. So this is now, session 3 is a calm brain.
Yes.
It's a brain where there's no forgetfulness. And so we want to be in that state.
Yes. Yeah, it took 6 weeks, but you think about that for a minute, the difference in her life and other people's lives when they start seeing a balanced brain, your body's going into homeostasis. And that's what I experienced, which was absolutely amazing. So how about longer term? Because people say, well, do you wear it for a week? You wear it for 3 weeks? They recommend wearing it as long as you can. Because again, within 90 days, 97% of the people notice significant differences. 97% within 90 days. Now, you might be a 3%er, but I doubt it. But if you look at long term, the very first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger, healthier state. They prove this scientifically. The crazy part about this is I heard people talk about, other things that change genetics and reset genes. Well, one of them is resveratrol. They put in a lot of supplements now. They're talking about all these supplements that have resveratrol. Well, that resets genes. Well, it resets 2 genes. This resets 4,000. So within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced, as Bennett just showed. Within 3 months, your collagen levels increase 2, 3, 400% on different studies that they've done. Within 6 months, your heart is reversing in age. So we talk about all these different things, and when we talk about different things, it's amazing the difference we've been to help people that have heart conditions. So that's why David says this is not anti-aging, it's age reversing. That's a pretty bold statement, but he can prove it scientifically, and we feel it. I mean, I tell people all the time, I work out with guys half my age, third of my age even, and they're amazed. They're going, what in the world do you do? What are you using? And I told them about the patch. They're like, how do I get that? It's pretty amazing.
So how do we wear it? So we wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And if you're working at night, you want to wear the patch
while you're alert.
While you're working, okay?
While you're awake.
Not when you're resting and repairing at night. And then you throw the patch away, stay hydrated, make sure you drink good water that has minerals. If you don't have sufficient minerals, you want to replenish the minerals with coconut water, cucumber, watermelon, Celtic salts. So there's different ways to replenish those minerals. You'll see in the graphics here that they show the patch underneath the belly button or behind the neck on the C7. That's where the nerve bundles are running. So it's going to be very effective if you're wanting to wear it in those areas. But David even says, and we've heard him say this a number of times, stick it where it hurts. So because the patch is systemic, the way it operates, the way that it works, it's systemic, meaning that it will go to repair wherever the need is in the body. It's so bright and so clever, the way our bodies are created and the way that this is put together to react with our body. Drink plenty of water, we said that. And, some people said, well, must I wear one more, or more than one because I have like chronic issues? No, not necessary.
You can if you want to.
If you want to, it's okay. But
you said you see about a 10%
it's really not necessary.
Yeah, and the interesting part is that I always think about this, like when you're young, if you break your arm, say you're 8 years old, you break your arm, all of a sudden all the stem cells say, let's go. When you're 55, they're like, you go. No, you go. I don't want to go. But when you start activating your stem cells, that's amazing what happens. And that's what we say. So you just got to put it in one place, and it's amazing how it starts working. So the other part to this, again, is that we have testimonials like crazy. So many different testimonials. And it's really simple to explain peel, patch, stick. I always tell people, have you ever used a plaster in South Africa? Have you used a Band-Aid here in the United States? It's pretty simple. You peel and stick, put on, boom, done. Good to go. And then, but the testimonials, those are here today. We're going to play a couple videos. They're life-changing. And it's literally amazing. And we can go through thousands of these. But to go over a couple things about this, we want to make sure that people understand it absolutely works. Why are doctors using this? I'm going to highlight a couple different doctors because they see the results. So this is Adam Shiner. He's a laser eyelid and facial plastic surgeon here in Tampa, Florida. Man and I got a chance to meet him. But the most important thing was this: he was talking about why he uses this, because the wound healing aspect. So when he does facial plastic surgery, he said the normal recovery time is 6 to 8 weeks. So figure a month and a half to 2 months. Now with using the patch, he uses it. He sends up a sleeve of 30 a month ahead of time before the procedure, and now the recovery time is 7 to 10 days. It went from a month and a half to 2 months to 7 to 10 days. He's like, if you want to work with me, you must use these patches. I mean, amazing differences because our body heals that much quicker. Here's another person, Dr. Leland Stillman. He's on our website. The 5th video down, you can watch him talk about why he uses this and why he tells everybody that they should use it. Because at first he looked at this and he goes, what is this little tiny patch going to do? And then he realized it's a form of light therapy, but it's used for a long period of time with low-level stimulation. He uses all these red light therapy beds that's high-level stimulation for a short period of time, 10, 15, 20 minutes. This is worn 12 hours a day. He said, well, let's try it. He was blown away. I challenge you, watch the video. It's a little bit longer video, like a 40-minute video, but it'll make you go, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And some of the other things we take a look at is we could show tons of testimonials. I mean, look at the difference here from day 1, day 42, day 355. So once again, within a year, the difference of what she looks like. Now, again, if you don't notice the difference, this will help improve your eyesight. But if you don't notice a difference now, this is what she looks like now. These are not doctored videos, they are doctored pictures. You know, it's not AI enhancements. It's basically, and we have people do this, same lighting, same place, same everything else, because you want to see the difference of this. Here's one. This is undeniable. Here's someone who was working the rafters, fell through the roof, broke 6 ribs, punctured his lung. They said he won't be back to work for a minimum of 6 weeks. He's back to work in 3 weeks. Why? Because again, using this patch once again, because look at the time state here. Look at the dates here from this date to this date. It's look at the time differences. It's huge. So when you talk about the recovery of this, when we talk to people about what this patch does, we tell people experience it. I've shown this to doctors. They go, that's not normal. And they say, yeah, because your body heals at a rapid rate, even better than before. How about skin conditions? Yes. Every kind of skin condition we've kind of seen people. Now, sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months. Everybody's different. And again, my wife, same thing. It took a little while, but her skin is amazing. I used to always like to hold her hand. She didn't want me holding her hand because it irritated the skin. Now we're walking to church and I basically swing in my hand. She goes, stop that. And I said, well, I can hold your hand now. It's kind of cool. So anyway, you look at the differences here. We say miracles are happening. It's true. Now you look at things like vertigo. Like we don't normally show all these kind of things, but we want to share, again, the difference on this within 3 months. This is not normal. I'll tell you that right now. Here's a friend of ours who explained Lenny.
Yeah, so a really good friend of ours.
Amazing friend.
We've known her for a number of years, longer than we've been involved with LifeWave. Mm-hmm. And she told me, that she had this condition, and you can see obviously balding, no hair growth for a number of years. Mm-hmm. She tried absolutely everything, steroid injections, potions, lotions, supplements, every type of medication that there was to help her, and there was nothing. She was wearing hats and wigs in Florida in summer. It is terrible. You can't wear hats and wigs in summer. It's hot. And but she was doing that, she was very, very insecure about this. And when I found out about this, I had no idea that it would help her, but I knew enough to want to share it with her. I wasn't going to keep it a secret. And I shared the website with her, and you can see the results, the before and after picture. And that is absolutely amazing. Her hair's wonderful now. She's no longer insecure about it and no longer wearing the hats and the wigs. And she's forever grateful. Do you think she's thanking me? Obviously.
Always. Yes, it's amazing.
Her doctors, if you're a doctor, that's great. But she'd been to see everyone that she could, and they weren't able to help her. No, that's amazing. And last one I'll share with you, and then we'll share a couple of quick videos, is that, again, people that have massive challenges. There's a person, Andre, he had massive challenges with Parkinson's, what they call stage 4, whatever the latest stage of Parkinson's is. And he honestly didn't want to live anymore. He honestly told us, he said, we're hoping and praying that this will help.
Well, 4 days later, his wife calls our friends up screaming and crying, going, "What in the world is in this? My husband's able to feed himself. He's interacting with people all day long." He said he woke up that morning. He said, "I just felt great. I just felt good." He said normally he would take his medications, and we had a video sharing this. I'm not going to share it today, but we had a video if you need it. But he talked about he'd get up, take his medication, eat some food, take some medications, and go back to bed, and basically stay in bed the rest of the day because he didn't want to even live anymore. He was just water skiing a few months ago in South Africa. They posted this, say, Lifeway patches on the grace of God. We live daily in awe of miracles in our lives. He now can do all this stuff. His basic Parkinson's is reversed to the point where he's only got tiny little left. But again, his whole life is different because of one little thing that's changed their lives. It's pretty amazing. So you want to talk about these?
Well, I got the pleasure of speaking to Catherine, who's in Guatemala, and Catherine is actually sponsored personally by Ellie, who is in Guatemala as well, but she's sometimes in the United States. But Ellie is personally sponsored by Anna, who you all know, who's part of our organization, and we're really blessed to have them all on board. Super excited about the product. And so I had a conversation with her. I heard she was excited about what it was doing, and I asked her if she wouldn't mind sharing her testimony, because a lot of women want to know different things, like what does this do for us, as women. So she joined us last week. She was not able to put on her camera because of the connection there, but you will hear her testimony and you will be blessed by it.
Yeah.
I am living in Guatemala. I've been here for 24 years, but I'm actually Canadian. And I'm super excited about this product because I am a massage therapist and do energy work, kinesiology, and all sorts of things. And I was introduced to Ellie, and she said, "These patches have changed my life and they're really great." And I said, "Great, how can I work them with my wellness center to be able to give them to people?" And she's like, "Well, I'll get you some patches." So she got me hooked up on the patches, and I can honestly say I changed my sleep habits dramatically. I was consistently waking up 2 or 3 times a night and staying awake for 2 or 3 hours a night, and was exhausted in the morning because I wasn't having any sleep. I still do wake up, but I do not stay awake for 3, 4 hours. I kind of look at the clock and go back to sleep. So that's changed dramatically. And probably part of because that changed dramatically, I also had a lot more energy. I was also suffering kind of from hot flashes, like profuse hot flashes, and they have calmed dramatically in the last couple months as well. What I would say is some people are like, "How do you know it's working?" And actually, because we live in Guatemala, I ran out of patches. So it was really insane to see the difference of when I was patching for 3 weeks, then I ran out of patches. And my son, who was 14, just could push me over the edge, and I was breaking into tears and was feeling really emotional. And my mood went way down again. My sleep was interrupted again. So I was like, wow, these things are magic. And so I'm really loving this experience. I've shared them with another friend here who was also kind of recuperating from pneumonia several times. And yeah, she's kind of like way more energy right now, and she's sleeping, and she's feeling much younger and much more vibrant. I would also say it's kind of interesting that people kept commenting on how bright my eyes were. And it's not that it was just really strange that random people in random places, even indigenous people were like, "Oh, your eyes are so bright." And I was like, wow, okay, because I wasn't receiving those comments before. And so I think there's been dramatic changes with the patches, and now I've probably been on them for about 2 months. So I'm really excited about getting the community here started on the patches and trying to work out the logistics of Guatemala, because it comes with its own issues. But I am really excited to be able to share this technology with people. And I know, again, a lot of people, kind of do the red light therapy and sit in front of these things. And this is I just think it's so simple, right? You just put on the patch. You don't have to take up any time. You don't have to make your counselor's appointments or drive anybody to any appointments. Make that time. It really is like that. Even if you don't want to do the work, the patch will really do the work for you. And yeah, I'm super excited to be part of this team and want to go for it. So it's a pleasure to be with you all.
And what's great about that again is that you hear different people's perspectives, and again, we were hoping that she was going to be able to come on camera, but it would have, the internet was not so strong, so she didn't do that. But then we get one other one. I'll let you talk about this one as well.
So Hilda Escobar is also on our business team, and she is out of Michigan, Michigan, USA, and her husband are leaders in our business. They are personally sponsored by Rob and Lisa Weaver, who are personally sponsored by us, and she has had great results with this product, chronic situation, and she will speak about that. So,
and the journey for this, I have really bad RA. I've had it for over 30 years, and I was going through a process of different eliminations of medical infusions. They were trying to fix me on because I was going on 65, where they put you on Medicare, and so you're not no longer on a regular insurance company when you worked. So then with insurance, I have to get a new one. They're trying to try all these medications before I knew which one worked, but they didn't want to try that one. So they put me on 3 different kinds, and I was in so much pain. Even the touch of my skin was hurting. And I was praying to God that I need help, and I was praying and praying. All of a sudden I got a phone call from Lisa saying, Hilda, I got something for you. I said, you know what? I believe you. I trust you. I said, I want to get on the highest thing, and we want to do this. And it took me a while. I mean, the first 3 weeks, it was like I was in pain, more pain, but I was trying really, it's the toxins coming out. I mean, I've been on it for 30 years. And so, I had RA for 30 years, and to try this new patch, I kept saying, is this going to work? Is this going to work? But I kept saying, okay, the toxins are coming out. It's going to hurt, But then after the 4th week, I started feeling relief. And I just praise God that Lisa called. And I praise God that you talked to her. Sorry. Because it has helped me so much.
Wow.
And I never get off of it.
Yes.
And I'm still going through a process, and I didn't want to cry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. We're ladies here. We're allowed to cry. We're allowed to do whatever.
I'm a crybaby.
Get real.
So.
Get real.
And,
yeah.
But I just praise God that He heard me. And you talked to Lisa, and Lisa talked to me. And it's been a great journey.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just love it. And I'm just so glad that you listened to God and she listened to God, and God heard me.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And we get miracle messages pretty much every day. I can just tell you right now that, again, I get emotional listening to these different messages. Did you want to say something real quick, sweetie?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if you're trying to figure out why I said we're ladies, because we do a Zoom for ladies on a Wednesday, and we have all our lady friends come and join us, and people have challenges that maybe they don't talk about openly. But when we share something with them and we're very vulnerable and open with each other, we're going to hear all types of things. And if we can help her, look at that, 30 years with RA. And if you don't know what RA stands for, I'm going to say it, rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah. Awful.
And for 30 years, that she had that, and now she doesn't have that pain anymore. I think I'd also be crying, so honestly, it's amazing what a blessing we have in our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we talk to people. It absolutely works. Sometimes you got to give it time. Some people it takes weeks, some people it takes months. The biggest part to that is it starts working the minute you put it on there. So you also, like Mena said, drink lots of good water, because the detox is real. It actually happens. Some people notice it right away, some people don't notice it. And it's just, for me, I didn't notice it. She noticed it. She's like, pimples? Really? I'm getting blemishes? It was kind of funny.
I had a little bit of detox. We don't call it detox. We call it a healing reaction.
Yes, it really what it is.
Healing reaction, because sometimes your body needs to get rid of stuff so that the healing can start taking place.
100%. So where do you get information on the product itself? Is thisisit.info.com. You'll see a lot of the slides that we have here has the same information on here. So you can do your research. At the very top, you can click on the testimonial slide. And when you click on testimonials, basically you see a thing with all these different names and different stuff. You can click on those. There's all kinds of videos. You can see the case studies, the patents, the medical doctor section at the bottom. And so the one thing is I want to talk more about kind of the company now. I kind of shift talking, why we're partnered with them.
So when we got started on the patches, we had no idea that this company LifeWave existed. We did not get the patches for the company. We got the patches because they were going to do something for us. And then we found out that the company was already open, around for 20 years and open in over 75 now. It's more like 80 countries. We also realized since we got started that when they got started and when the patent was actually registered, the company was sitting at $20 million in revenue. With the introduction of this product, which that patent was registered in 2020, right? So people started to share and talk about it. And the company has grown significantly in the revenue. You can see those numbers there. 20 million, 320 million, 430 million. Last year closed at over 600 million, predicted to go over $1 billion US this year. So what does that indicate to you? With the introduction of the X39, this company has grown dramatically. Yep. And that's because people are using, experiencing, sharing it. The other thing is, I love the fact that we can say it's not a Me Too product. Yep. What do we mean by that? Well, I was telling someone this morning, I said, I understand that there are all these companies out there. There's so much stuff out there. But we have something that is unique, it is exclusive to us. Like we don't have skincare, potions, lotions, supplements, protein shakes, oils. We don't have that. We have something that no one else has. Yes. And they're never going to hear about this unless we share it. So make sure you tell your friends and family, because you don't want to hear that somebody else told them.
Exactly. And what's interesting is they're opening a lot more countries, so kind of soft opening right now in Central and South America. Most countries in South America are open except for Venezuela and Brazil. All the other countries are pretty much open where we can actually bring people on. It is a soft opening, certain things we can't do, but it's very exciting. So if you know people in these different areas, it's very, very exciting. So the part that I get really excited about too is once again, that not only being the fastest network growing in the world, with the fastest momentum growing company in the world as far as network, but the couple we work with is Steve and Gina Merritt. They've been in the industry for decades, and they actually took another company to over $1 billion, but that company had an acai juice out of a wine bottle. Well, it was a great product. Now you can buy acai juice anywhere. It's not patented. Our product still got 15 years left on the patent, right? Got 20 till 2040, right? So they were very excited about the patent because they go, oh my goodness, the other company had to morph into a weight loss company. And they're like, would you like to lose some weight? It's like, you look like you can lose some weight. They said that was not what they want to do. So for a year, they prayed for the right company, the right product, the right compensation plan, the right leadership, like David Schmidt, and they brought in Meredith Burkich, who's actually now the president of our company, and basically said, we want the right leadership, and they prayed for God's favor. And today we have the fastest growing team in the whole world. We got over 600,000 people on our team. We're gonna be over 1 million by the end of this year. If you understand hyper momentum, that's where we're in right now. And that's the exciting part about being a part of what's called This Is a Team. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about why you'd wanna do this, because I want you to understand that opportunities come around every once in a while. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm telling you right now, we have people that we talked to 2-3 years ago that said, I wish I would have got involved then. I said, trust me, get in now. Imagine Bitcoin when you could bought it at $100. Well, now it's at 500 as an example by comparison. Look where it's going. That's one just an example, but it's like, if you think about being able to get in at the beginning, we're still at the beginning of this. It's a 21-year-old company, but we're still at the beginning, because when they were consistently a $20 million company and gone from 20 million to 600 million when they launched this amazing product. The main thing that for us is that really think about what's most important in your life. For me personally, the number one word there was freedom. Because again, number one has always been family, time with family. But at that time, 3 years ago, I wanted out of my job. The company I worked for they went from a mentorship management to a tour mentorship management. And it was literally making me sick to my stomach working for the company I was working for. Not because the company wasn't good, it was a team that I worked with. And I'm like, I want out. And I didn't want to get another job. So with the help of my wife, the help of our team, help of God, thank you, Lord, literally within 14 months was able to replace my 6-figure income. And literally several months later, back on January 8th of 2024, I was able to fire my job, walk into land of living. We've quadrupled our business and our income since then, about to quintuple it, if that's a word. It's amazing what's going on. We're probably going to 10x it over the next 12 months because it's growing exponentially. But what is important to you? Is it security? Is it travel? Is it better health? Is it less debt? How about zero debt? We're on a path right now to become completely, totally debt-free very quickly, which is very, very exciting. Because once again, freedom is real. If you like the idea of being totally free, financially independent, what would you do if you quadrupled your income? How would your life change? What would you do differently than you're doing right now? Think about that for a minute. We're going to talk, a little bit about that. So really what it is there's really different ways you can buy the product. I always say, would you rather pay retail or would you rather get wholesale? I still have had nobody say retail. Maybe someone here goes, I want to pay retail, but I doubt it. Once you realize wholesale is a better price. So the retail price on this is basically it's $150 for retail for one sleeve. So one sleeve of 30 patches, it's a 1 month supply, is $150 retail. But instead of paying retail, there's 3 different options to get it wholesale. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, we say that this is an opportunity that is inclusive. Nobody's left out. So whatever's going to fit your pocket, we wanting to give people the wholesale price so that they can at least experience it. When someone is saying, you know what, I just want to try it for myself, let's see what happens, we recommend the core because it is a 3-month supply. And David says that 97% of people see significant results in 90 days. And so you'll see there, the price is $295. Which is even a little less than the $99.95 per sleeve. And that's going to get them give them an opportunity to be placed in this opportunity, this most amazing opportunity that exists, and to start using it, okay? The second option, if someone says, you know what, I actually don't, I like it, I actually want to share it, I know some people I'd like to share it with, we're going to say, well, Advanced is probably the best package to get and to start with, because this allows you to max out on the comp plan, because they're interested, they're sure about the use and they're thinking about the business. And so they're a business builder. And here you get it even for more of a reduced price. It is $89 per sleeve. So you're actually saving like $10 each, and you're going to get 6 in that pack. And the other thing is you have a little bit to share with people, okay, which is a wonderful thing. Then the third pack, which is the premium. And so those are the 3 packs. And just so that you understand something, if you start at core because you're not 100% certain, you can always upgrade to advanced. So you're going to pay the difference. You're going to pay $535 less the $295. Okay, so it's $240 for 3 months supply.
You get another 3 sleeves. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saving $60 there. If you upgrade. The other package is the premium, and we saw this as the package that we wanted. Because we knew that we were going to share with everybody. We know too many people with issues. And so we wanted to put it out there as quick as we could. We understand business. We are both business owners. So $1,750 was a no-brainer for people to open up a business of your own.
And you get 20 sleeves. It's just fine product.
We got 20 of these, and we were able to place and replace with people. We were like, okay, you want this as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to sign you up. When you get your package, you're going to give you're going to return it to us, okay? So that was a very fast way of getting the product out to people. And obviously they're local to us, so we were able to share that. The other thing is there was more of a reduction, $87.50 per sleeve. Sorry, and we did not have to go on a monthly subscription.
Yeah, for nice. So literally, she gets really choked up on this now. Now it's really cool because what happens is that if you think about it from a 90-day perspective, when you buy the product, you want to use it for 90 days. So we have some people that say, well, I'll buy this and use it myself. But if you got a spouse, you're going to want to use both products. So one for you, one for your spouse. But when you have this, now you've got basically 90-day supply for two people. So you basically get 6 of those sleeves are for you and your spouse, but then you've got 14 more sleeves you can use to place and replace. So like I mentioned, what Mena mentioned was that when someone registers, if they're local to us, like it's a neighbor or someone down the street, and we can meet at a coffee shop, 10, 15, 20 minutes away, whatever, we'll meet up with people and we'll lend them one of our new sleeves. So we have stock on file. We don't have that many, we got 14 sleeves, but we can place and replace and place and replace. And we made that money back in 2.5 weeks. How do we make that money back? Because this is the first way to make money. The very first way, by being basically a premium, you make $405 when someone else signs up as a premium. When someone signs up advanced, you make $75, and when someone has a core, you make $35. So we signed up several premiums, several advanced, several cores, and we made that money back in 2.5 weeks. Our very first month, we made almost $3,000. So the great part about this is we tell people, though, you have to be on what's considered auto ship to stay active. So if you're on the advanced, you'll have to put on 2-sleeve auto ship right away. If you're on the premium, you can delay it 90 days. So you're covered for September, October, November. You don't have to buy anything to the beginning of December. That to me was like brilliant. It saves money, saves time. It's easier. You got more product that you can share those. But all of these have a 30-day money back guarantee. So that's the first way we make money. The second way we make money is by building a network. And that's where I got really excited, because J. Paul Getty, the first US billionaire, said, he goes, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. So how do we leverage time? Well, you leverage time by building teams of people. So you get started as a brand partner, and we're going to put 2 brand partners on the right, 2 brand partners on the left. This allows you to basically become a manager. This could be a brother, this could be a sister, this could be a neighbor, and this could be a good friend of yours, whatever it is. But you got 4 people. Who are 4 people you care about? Who are 4 people that you love? A lot of people say, I will talk to 1,000 people. Great. Well, you want to do it individually or at a short burst of time. Like we do launch meetings for people, and they might have 10, 15, 20 people at a time. But it's not something we broadcast out, because otherwise you don't build the right relationships and build the right way. Because the key to this is, once again, as a manager, you now can make up to $1,500 a week just by having 4 people. Now, again, it doesn't start there. It starts with 100, 200, 300, 400, and starts growing from there. But the great part about this is, if you get registered here, the person above you, they might put you on their left team. If they put you on their left team, they're going to place people underneath you. This person puts person down. A person above them puts the next person down, and things just start exploding. But what happens in reality is that now this person here says, I want to be a manager. This person over here says, your best friend says, I want to be a manager too. If you can do it, I can do it, right? And then you become a director, and you can now, in this way, you can make up to $25,000 a week just by moving up the ladder. So what happens as a manager, you can make up to $1,500 a week. As a director, it's just a manager on the left, a manager on the right. You make up to $2,500. Now, it starts and keeps on growing. We actually started getting really excited. Senior director, because we're making over $1,000 a week residual. As a senior director, every single person, we just broke a senior director last week, and that person's making over $1,000 a week, right? So if you say, I like the idea of making $1,000 a week, right? Now, once again, hitting senior director and developing it the right way, 2 strong legs, you're going to start making significant income. For me, this is what set us free. Financial independence, over $2,500 a week, basically as an executive director. And 6 weeks later, we had presidential. Our volume doubled in 6 weeks, because we basically had tremendous fast growth. That's where we're in right now, hyper momentum. So literally, the senior presidential director, we hit actually my wife's really getting choked up. Anyway, so we hit the highest rank in October of last year, hit senior presidential director. And we're like, if we could do it, you can do it. Like I said, the amount of money you can make is phenomenal, but the impact that you make is the most important part. So this is the second way we make money. The third way is the biggest way, which I want you to understand this. It's bigger than $25,000 a week. Yeah, that's $1.3 million a year. Not bad, but it's capped there. Not a bad cap, right? 1.3 million. But this is now unlimited. It's a mentorship management bonus. So basically, mentorship matching bonus. So the matching bonus actually comes in when you help other people. So as an example, we'll use example here when we talk about, actually helping, people out. So when you talk to somebody, the very first people you talked about, they become your first level, and you register them as a brand partner. Now, when they bring somebody in, this is a second level. And when they bring somebody in, it's a third level. But anybody on our first level, we make 25% of what they do. So we want to help them become successful. So if I help you make it $100 a week, we're going to make $25 a week. It doesn't come out of your money. The company compensates us to give us a matching bonus. If we're make $1,000, we can make $250 a week. If we make $10,000 a week, we make $2,500, right? It goes all the way to where we can make $6,750. Is that right? $6,750, basically on $25,000 a week. So each person you register, what do we want to help them do? We want to help them max out the compensation plan. We're going to take our time or energy to help them do that. But then as they bring people in, now you basically get 25% of what they do. And everybody they bring in, you get 20% of what they do. And then when these people bring people, you get 20%. But this is how people are making over $100,000 per week. I'm pausing there because I wanted to sink in for a second. And this is in 3 years. Again, will it happen for you? I don't know. We're not there yet, but we're going to be there. I'm just telling you that right now. So we're helping a lot of people around the world. We got business now in 38 countries. By the end of this week, we'll probably be in 40 countries just because of all the people that are getting registered. We're very excited about that. But you pick, would an extra $1,000 a month help you at this point for you and your household? How about $1,000 a week? Would that be helpful? How about $1,000 a day? Right? I'm not kidding. So that's the part where it gets really exciting when you start making that kind of money, which we have, which is pretty cool. So we always tell people, get started today. Pick a pack that works best for you. You got 30 days. This is the best way to basically research this product is put it on. You put the patch on the back of your neck, wear it 12 hours a day. I have mine from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then you can do all the research you want for the next 30 days. Every day you wear this, and all of a sudden one day you'll go, okay, this product works. Okay, how do I upgrade to the biggest pack? I mean, it's just, that's what happens. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do, but get started today. So are you feeling better? You okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Drink water the wrong way.
I did get choked up.
Yes.
It's exciting, you know, when we know the potential of what can happen for people, we get so excited to share this. So, you know, the wonderful thing is we are in business for ourselves, you know, but it's not by ourselves.
Yeah.
And so this is a team that we are part of. They are the fastest growing team in all of LifeWave, and LifeWave is the #1 momentum company in all of network marketing. So the thing is, you know, we're on the winning team, and we didn't even know that when we got started. I don't think we were placed anywhere because we got started 3 years ago. But we're so grateful that we are with the best team and the best support team as well, because they've put these websites together. We didn't have to go figure this out on our own. They gave us all the tools we need. And so we just share the same tools with everybody that we talk to about this opportunity. This is at info.com. Greg already said it's the website where you can go and get all the information. No one can actually purchase from there. And then this is at team.com is the team website where you can go and find out all the A to Z of how we actually get manager done, how we get director done, how we get paid, and so on. So there's nothing you need to try and create on your own. Don't just duplicate the system that's already there.
Yeah, and I don't know how big people think. Again, we have a whole system in place, everything else. And the biggest system we have is what's called the 2020 vision. This is basically where people say, hey, I want to build a big business. That's what Steve and Gina said to us. They said, Greg and Minna, we recommend over the next 90 days, 20 personals right, 20 personals left. And we said, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And we started making phone calls, calling people, talking to people, calling people, talking to people, because we're like, oh my gosh, this is something that changed my life. I gotta talk to you about this. And then we've had other testimonies, more testimonies. But just as an illustration purpose, when I was talking about, again, imagine that you just bring in these people, these darker blue up here, and then also the person above you puts this person in, and then this person puts this person in, and this person puts this person, and this person, and next thing you know, by the time you register somebody else, it's already down here. And that's the way it works. And now they got people in their inside leg, and so these are all inside legs. So you can only build far outside right, far outside left, and that's it. And then the other people are responsible for the far outside right and left. But we recommend talk to 5 people a day. You can talk to 3 people a day. You can talk to. I've had people say, "Can I talk to 10 people?" You can talk to as many. It's your business. The more people you talk to, the more we'll say, oh my gosh. And there's other people going to say, yeah, well, I don't know. Let me do my research. And other people are like, oh, I'm not interested at all. Whatever. It's just like anything else. You can talk to people about anything. Like I said, you could be about cryptocurrency or about anything. And they're going to basically, oh, no, I'm not interested in anything like that. Yet people are making tons of money utilizing these things. So we tell people, give people reasons to enroll today and take responsibility for both legs. So we focus, we commit, and we set goals. And that's really it. And so the last part to this is there's other Zoom meetings. Tonight, we normally have Zoom meetings, but because it's Labor Day, they're not doing it because it's obviously a US-based Zoom meetings at 8 and 10. But tomorrow they actually have a special thing they're doing for the UK. They're doing another one for Sydney, Australia.
They already did the Sydney, Australia.
Oh, they did? Okay, I didn't know. So I didn't know what it was. But again, so Wednesday, 8 p.m. in the United States, but Friday at 12 p.m. International. It's also, once again, figure the time zones at, at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, depending on where you're located, usually 6 o'clock if you're mostly in Europe. But again, that's another one. It's Brief with Belief. And we have replays that you can also watch as well. But we also have people in Spanish. Once again, they have one they do on Thursday at 8 p.m. And these are also recorded. And then we have team teachings and then also Spanish teachings that we do for that. So again, we have our own YouTube channel, Zoom. You can utilize that. You can utilize the Facebook page. And then when you're on the Facebook page and you register for that, you'll be like shocked on how many people are growing in this business and making significant income, because you'll see them ranking up higher and higher and higher, which is very, very exciting. So to wrap up here, and we're done, is that basically there is, hope for your future. We tell people we're hope dealers, not dope dealers. I want to find out if you're serious about your dream. If you're serious about your dream, we tell people, go in the chat and say, hey, I'm interested. Yeah,
what is your dream?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a dream, or are you too afraid to dream because you think you're never going to get that?
Yeah.
Well, you know what, we can tell you this, that a lot of our dreams, the things that we were dreaming about, have come to pass. We're now having to have new dreams. You get encouraged to have bigger dreams because it's possible. So, get serious about those dreams that God has already put in your heart and start to dream again, because there is hope for your future. And get started with X39.
Yeah, and we always tell people, we say it's a 3, 2, 1 launch. If you're a number 3, be someone who says, hey, I'm interested, but can I just get some more information from the product? Absolutely, that's fine. And number 2 would be someone who says, I'm interested, can I just buy the product now and I may be interested in the business later, but I just want to get the product at the wholesale. Can I do that? Absolutely. You say you're number 2. And number 1 is, I like it all. I want to get started. I want to accomplish dreams. I want to make the kind of money you're talking about. And then number 1, you just let us know if you're a 3, 2, or 1. So the person who invited you will just ask you, where are you at? And because we want to know. If you're interested in just getting more information, we'll give that to you and follow up with you professionally. And if you say, hey, I want to get started, we'll get you started right away. If you say, hey, I want to build a business, we'll help you launch your business and get it started. So the last thing to this is, once again, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? You've heard that? A video is worth 1,000 pictures. But how many people know an experience is worth 1,000 videos? So I'll say that again. Imagine when my wife was talking about South Africa. When I went to South Africa, I actually took pictures of South Africa, saw pictures of South Africa. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Looked at videos of South Africa before I went, but this is amazing. But how many of you know, when I went to South Africa and I experienced the culture there, everything, we went on a safari, we did all kinds of stuff like that. How many people know that was a different experience than any of the pictures? We want you to experience this product. When you experience it, your life will change, and you'll be like us. You'll be like, oh my goodness, we got to share with people. If you really care about people, you're going to want to let them know about this. So again, the one thing that we always tell people more than anything else is, there's a lot of complexities in life. There's a lot of things that are going on that's happening. There's a lot of uncertainties that are going on. And so the one thing we do know for certain more than anything else is,
This is it.
This is it. So God bless you. Again, we're going to jump onto another meeting in just a little bit. We have our next level training in like 4 minutes. So again, we're happy that you're here. Get back with the person who invited you. Be sure to invite people next Monday. Get people on the other Zooms. If you have other people that want to do 3-way calls, we do that as well. But we're here to help more than anything else. So we're here to help with people. But if you say, hey, I really want to build this business, let's get you registered, get you started, and you can join us for our trainings in the future. So God bless you. Have an amazing day, and know this is it. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Have a great day.